Hey YouTube, I've been sat here for a while thinking about how I'm going to start this, and I know that's not how it works because I don't really think about what I'm going to say. I just talk about what's going on. And so me sat here trying to plan something and think what to say is just yet more procrastination. Wow, the weight of the day is upon me. Like, I feel it. This urgency for me to get out of here, and the helplessness that I have of not being able to do it. Like, yes, I've activated, and yes, I'm working, but it's a bit too little too late because I haven't got the money together to buy a car. I haven't got the money together to move house. I can't find a house anyway, which I'll come back to. And there's no two ways about it. It looks like the end of this month is a bit of a dead end for me. Which is quite stressful, really. I mean, I try not to worry about anything because I've got faith. And so with faith, things always work out, but sometimes it can get close and it can really, really test you, So what happened this week? So I've been getting on with the work. I've been focused on the work quite a lot this week because the only thing that's going to save me is me. Have to save myself, remember. And so the only thing I can do about that is actually just concentrate on the work, make as much money as I can, and deal with whatever I've got to deal with in the meantime. If realistically speaking, if I was still trapped in here as we get into August, then I'm just going to have to face up to the fact that he's going to be pressuring me like crazy to get out. What do I do? Do I give him some money? What do I do? There's all that stress to it. But either way, there's nothing I can do about it apart from just get on with the work and try to pull the money in. And it's going well. Like, it's actually going really, really well. I've got work to do. If I get everything, I'm gonna have to work this weekend. But if I get everything done, I'll put a good bill in this week, and it'll be a good solid bill. I'm having lots of conversations with lots of projects that are around, talking about those, but nothing happens immediately in this world. I'm not the most being a writer, and that it's not the most important part of their business, and so it's something that can easily get left till Fridays. And so what usually happens in this game of real estate writing is I apply for all the jobs and then everything comes back in at the same time, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm completely overwhelmed. But whatever, I'll take the overwhelm and I'll deal with it. I'll just stay up and I'll just work. That's it. Can't go outside at the moment anyway because it's too hot. I don't know if you can see that I'm getting pale because it's just too hot to sit in the sun. Like, I love to sit in the sun. But in these days, that sun is so strong that if you're in it for like 5-10 minutes, you're just a sweaty puddle, and it's just not comfortable. And so we're shade huggers these days. Me and Bobby tend to go for our walk much later. We'll go out maybe 9 o'clock at night to take a walk then, just because it's cooler. Like, he can't move in this heat either. He's already slow enough as it is, but if we go out in the heat, he's like double slow and it takes forever. So this week I've been focusing on the work, and I'm still torn between this duality, this need to hide myself in my home and be solitary and stay like this forever and never do anything, and then my desire to move and live in the magic moment and attract all the things and travel and adventure and excitement. I'm still torn between those. Like, I'm still pulled back and forth between them. This week I definitely was edging a little bit more to, oh my gosh, I need a home. I was walking through the town in the evening, and Jenny, who I know, said, oh, hey Daniel, and we got to chatting, and she said, well, why don't you ask Vanessa if you can go stay at her house? Her house is on Airbnb and there's nobody renting it at the moment. Why don't you ask her if you can go stay there? Which seemed like a good solution, and then which made me very nervous because then I have to ask, I mean, even though I'll pay a caretaker's fee is what I'd say, I'd pay a rent, but it wouldn't be anything like Airbnb rent, but there's no bookings anyway, so it might be a nice solution for the two of us. It wouldn't feel like I was taking from her. So I sucked it up and I wrote to her and I said, hey, I want to be your caretaker, let me know. And she was like, no, it's not, that's not it. She's got an estate manager, there's a gardener. They really want to see if they can get it. They believe they can get bookings on Airbnb. They don't want me, which I accept because Vanessa's a very, very special friend of mine. She's one of the most special people I've ever met. I mean, I meet a lot of special people because if you live a spiritual life, then you attract other people who are also in that frame of mind. And so, like, everybody I meet is to some extent on a spiritual path and has a spiritual understanding that they work to, and know that it's what life is beyond the veil. It's like everybody I meet. But Vanessa Lee, I said her full name. Well, she's something else. She's something special. She's an utter marvel. Like, I've never met anybody like her. Shamanic healer, yoga teacher, shamanic healer. Whenever she's here, she bought the house up in the hill up here, and they've got it as a vacation rental, right? And whenever she was here, I'd go and sit with her in the garden, and we'd sit and we'd chat. And she was a true wonder. She's a true teacher. It's like teachers. A teacher doesn't teach the students. A teacher, every word that comes out of their mouth is a message from God to you. She's so not within herself, so far beyond herself, that like everything she says either triggered me in some way, or was a message that was a resonant message, which kind of became, I understood further as time goes on, and that kind of thing. Always truly marvellous to hear her talk about the life that she's had in a very honest way, and what she does and what she knows and where she is. It's truly, truly fascinating, for a seeker, for someone who's perhaps not got a really strong sense of intuition, but seems to know how to walk in the flow. To see that level of connection and conversation and perception, it's truly, truly marvellous. If anybody needs any shamanic healing, I strongly recommend Tiger Healing, Vanessa Lee. She is the real deal, guys, and I'll put my guarantee on that. Although I've never done any shamanic healing with her, we never spent a lot of time together. She's never here. She was like Mary Poppins. She'd come in for like a day or 2 days or 3 days, and literally I'm like can't help myself but go up her hill to go and see her. Like, I was literally magnetised to her. Oh, she healed me when I met her too. So yeah, she's a fantastic character in my life, and she's a wonderful person, and I truly, truly value her opinion. If she says no, that's not the place for you, Danny, I totally accept that. That's not coming from her or her ego in any way. That's absolutely God guiding me in the right direction. And so I totally recognise that with literally every time I talk to Vanessa. And so it was nice to get that. And so yesterday I was in a bit of a panic, because obviously then that I don't have the stability of going to stay in my friend's house. Where am I going to live? So I met a couple of the old ladies that I know in the village. We went and sat up on the bench up there, and we were plotting it. What we're going to do? Where's Danny going to live? We're going to have to find him a house. And so if they find anything that's suitable, then they'll let me know. But it just seems like there's just not going to be. It just doesn't seem to be the way. As the evening went on, I went for a walk like around 10 o'clock, and I bumped into a couple of guys who were like house sitters. They were looking after a couple of dogs in the village, and I got to chatting to them for quite a long time. And it was quite inspirational, because I got the opportunity to speak to people who are travellers, who are digital nomads, and we talked. And she said, quite often our challenge can be stability, but we are in our best when we're moving. And I thought, oh my God, like, this is a bit of a message for me too. I know that about me. I know that that's so much more of what I'm about than being locked in the house alone. But it's that push and pull of, that need to kind of lock myself away. I suppose, is it fear of going into the unknown? I mean, I do have faith, and I know that I'll pick it up okay once I go. But I think that this week I've perhaps been pulling against my destiny a little bit. I am a road warrior. I know it, but that's okay. It's all about transmuting those feelings. So anyway, I was a bit unsure about how things were going to go this morning as I woke up, thinking, okay, just go sit down and do the work. There's nothing else you can do. But there is a bit of reality of that. It's 1 week left. Like, you've got 1 week left in this house, and then it's August, and you've got no solution and no saviour. And then I got a phone call at 10:30 this morning off Gary and Anna. Gary and Anna live in the village. He's English, she's Polish. They've got a little girl and a little boy. And I know them from the street. We have stop and chats like you do in Alaro. It's like, hey, da-da-da, nice chats in the street. You know, giving lots of love and that kind of thing. They're nice people. I've never shown my desperation to anybody. I will talk openly and honestly about my situation, but I don't show my desperation. I'm always optimistic, right? And so, it's not like I've asked them for anything, but he rang me this morning at 10:30 and said, Daniel, we're travelling, we're going travelling on the 5th of August and we're going to be away for like 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to the UK, then we're going to go to Poland. Would you like to come and stay in our house whilst we're not here? And like, it's essentially a stranger. I mean, yes, they trust me because they know me and they know that I'm not a bad guy and that kind of thing, but it is essentially a stranger who's actually going to help me with this impossible puzzle that I've given myself that I can't solve. It's a stranger who's going to save me, not my family. It's just some random, and oh my God, does that touch my heart, because if that isn't God working through people, then I don't know what is. So I got very emotional, of course, because when you see it happen in your life, it's like truly beautiful. And yeah, I know I've got to save myself, but I do need help. Like, I can't solve the problem. I've left it too late. I needed to get this far in order to pick myself up, but fucking hell, I'm like literally left it very, very late. And so to see that and have that in my life is truly, truly great. Oh shit, I didn't want to cry on the video, but I suppose I've got to, because it's good release, really. Like, I've got to get this out. Like, it's like a relief and a release. Like, the stress sits underneath, and then I suppose it all of a sudden just boils over, but not for me. Like, I can handle so much stress that it doesn't even touch me. And but when you do get that relief and that helping hand, I suppose, my God, do I realise how stressed I was when I get this release of it, you know, like how stressed I was. Absolutely wild. So thank you so much to Gary and Anna for helping me. Anyway, guys. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it there. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.